Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector. Now today's video is going to be more of an educational video than a real matchup. And the reason for that being is I want to try to do some of these customizable maps and maybe even play around with some of the campaigns that people have created if people know of any real good ones here. What I'm finding is in the past when I've been doing multiplayer matches, a vast majority of them have been with the original maps. But now as more time has gone by and more people have contributed to the modding community, I would say anywhere from 25 to 30, if not a little bit more, of the matches that I'm seeing are custom maps, and it wasn't really clear to me how to go about doing this. I really hadn't looked into it. I remember there being an update that said this was going to be a thing, and I didn't really see a lot of people getting into it. But now, like I said, when I've been doing a lot of these matches and trying to join up, if you haven't downloaded the maps, then you can't join the games. And I figured instead of start uploading some match with these custom maps on, and then getting a million questions about how to end up doing it themselves, is I would just set up an episode here today to show how to use these mods and download the maps so you can also contribute if you're a modder to upload maps, or how to download them if you want to try to play a match with somebody who's created a match with one of the custom maps that are on there. And like I said, people have also created some custom campaigns. I assume they're just going to be a string of skirmish campaigns that have been linked together. But let me know if anybody thinks there's any really good ones out there, and maybe I can complete those as well. Preferably they would be modded campaigns that have already been completed, not ones that are in progress, so it's not like one or two episodes and then maybe in 3 months there'd be another one. So ideally something that would be completed. But you go to your main screen here, and what you end up doing is going to this new tab here, which is called User Creations. And you click here, and you have access to custom campaigns and custom maps. Since this is usually a multiplayer thing, we'll do the custom maps, and we'll go here. And then what you'll usually have to do is you'll be taken over here, and you will have to create an account. And you can just log in with your Steam and kind of sync them up together. That's how I ended up doing it. So if you're going to create a map, then you can do one here. Or if you're interested in getting a new map, then you do browse online. And then obviously if you've downloaded some maps and you don't like them, you can always delete them at any time as well. So here we will browse online, and that'll take us to this website here, which, like I said, you'll have had to create an account or sync your Steam account to be able to do it. And then you have featured mods here, and you can see all these ones that you have access to, you know, Metropolis Night, Infestation, Cathedral, Full Moon, Ruins, Cold Prometheum, you know, all sorts of ones, Sands of Ball. So you have all these different different ones up here. And then right below here you'll get into the highest rated ones. I'm not sure why the one that's tested is one of the highest rated, but anyways, you have these different options here, and you know, you can kind of just arrow across. There's other ones that are, you know, trending, you know, whatever. So as you can see, I'm subscribed to Desolation because that's one that I frequently see people play around with, and just wanted to play around and see if I could get this working. I guess the other one that we could do, what do we want to do? Let's just choose one here. I don't know, let's just do the Metropolis Night. So all you have to do is subscribe, and then it queues it, and now it's finished installing, and now that one is subscribed, and I have access to that. If you want to get rid of it, you would unsubscribe it. So it's pretty straightforward overall. It's this mod.io is the website. Now the other way of doing this is if for whatever reason you can't sync it up and get your Steam account to go, is you can, once you have the game installed, you can go to the announcement section on your Steam Steam launcher, and then you can find the announcement where it talked about the mod. It takes you to a web link. You can click that, and that'll take you to the Slytherin webpage that will talk about the mod, and then from there it'll give you a direct website to the mod.io website, and then there you can force link it. Or if you don't use Steam and you have this on some other game launcher where it doesn't let you, I think there were several other ways that you could sync it, or you could create an account at this website and then it would give you access to it as well. So there's several different avenues that you would be able to go down to try to get what you want here. And then you also have access to the search filters here. So you can search maps or campaigns. So let's say we're doing campaign here, since we kind of showed you different maps. We can search, and this will take us different ones, and now you have all these different campaigns. Like I said, I'm pretty sure these are just going to be single maps, but I'm not 100% sure because I haven't tried all these here. But you have several different options here if you want to play around. Like I said, Heretic Part 1, Heretic Part 2, Heretic Part 1, 2, and 3. Boy, I kind of goofed that up. I feel like you could go through there, and as you see, there's 36 mods here, so this could give you some additional time to play in the game if you're messing around and wanting to get the most out of your money. So hopefully more will get added here, and we'll see if they're able to sync these up so it's not like you're downloading one map at a time. I don't know if they're going to have any sort of cinematics or if it's purely just a skirmish campaign. It would be nice if we could get some good campaigns, because it is pretty disappointing when they release the DLC and they're really, it's just, you can play around with them on skirmish campaigns or get right into the multiplayer. But then I find that most new players, by the time you complete the campaign, you get a good understanding of how the Tyranids work, at least the basics, because you fought them, and then you obviously have a solid foundation on the Space Marines because you've now completed the 20 missions or whatever it is with the Space Marines. Whereas if you start playing with the Orcs, the Tau, you can do a planetary supremacy thing, but that has its own pros and cons with how you play there, especially if you're doing it on the harder difficulties. You may not be able to play around with everything, and you have to spend all your points to unlock the abilities, so it may limit your ability to kind of see how each of those different units play together. Whereas if you maybe have access to some of these campaigns, you can get a little more experience. And then again, if you're looking for maps and things like that, you could go here and say, oh, I want to get some Conqueror maps. So then click there, and you search, and here's some Conqueror maps if that's the kind of map that you most enjoy. So it's a pretty easy site to go through and navigate. And then again, you can do it by the type, whether you want a map campaign, what kind of mode you want, whether you want it for a certain faction if you're going to be playing one of the campaigns, or you could also do it by army size. So we got those going here, so let's just cancel out of there. And then if we did like a multiplayer, we'll just come into here, do asynchronous, and you can see like these ones are just regular maps, not a problem. Of course, now that I've said that, all these maps have been doing it with the custom, now I don't see any uploaded, so that's kind of ironic, making me look like a liar. But what I found, here we go. So here's an unknown map. So you have to look, and so it's going to be broken line. So if you wanted to say join this map, you'd have to have the broken line map downloaded, and then you have access to playing with it. So that's how these work. If you're having difficulty figuring out how to get to these custom maps to try to play around, or you're having difficulty getting to figure out how to get these maps and you're not sure what this unknown map is, and it says you can't join without getting the map, and you're like, well, how do I download it when you're here? You actually got to have it before you have the match here. So that is how you would do it. And then if you're going to create a match, you can come down and you just create it with one of these custom maps here, and you would be able to then set it up however you wanted. Again, if you want to do a password protected, you just click it down here, create your password, click hide password, and then you'd be able to go through and set up the match if you're trying to do it private. So some people have asked me how to do that if they wanted to play, say, a match against me. I typically think the easiest way is either we just happen to meet online and then we can play a match, or if you wanted to set up a custom match here, you can set up whatever objectives you want, points, targets, turn limits, whatever, army sizes. It really makes no difference to me. The only preference I would have is to not have a turn timer, because when I am creating some of these videos, I do like to kind of describe what I'm doing, especially if there's newer players that are watching, because that's what I find vast majority of my subscribers are kind of new to this game. game, want to see what it's all about before they end up putting some money into it. And if you have the term timer set on, then I can't really describe much because I'm rushing to get through it. And unless I'm going to like slow the gameplay down when I'm doing an audio recording to kind of describe what's going on, it just doesn't seem to happen well. So that would be my only request if you were going to try to create a private game to be able to play against me. Just please don't have that activated, but otherwise any faction you want, turn points, you know, army sizes, I really don't care. Probably I would say cohesive armies as well. Otherwise we're all going to be spamming the most powerful weapons or units that sync up with each other, and that kind of gets to be game breaking too, because that's kind of its own separate issue. So hopefully this helps you guys on how these whole custom map situation works out. If you're having any questions about that, if there's things I can clarify, let me know. And like I said, if there are custom maps that you guys really like that you think I should look into, certainly let me know and I can download them and maybe set up some matches to show off those maps. I haven't played any with the custom maps yet, so I am kind of excited to see what the other players have created. Just looking at like the Desolation from afar, it actually reminds me of the maps that are on the Sanctus Reach, just with how they look from a distance here, being real zoomed out like that. So I'm curious to see how it looks when you're actually playing a match. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. It encourages me to post more content for you. Have a great day.